Good evening, gentlemen. Kindly switch off the cameras, please. And if when you are talking only, kindly unmute the mic and switch on the camera. Until then, kindly keep it off. Thank you.
Video නැහැ audio එක දාගෙන ස්ලිප් එක තියන ඉවරයි. නෑ ඔක මම නිකන් බලන්න විතරයි. මට පෙන්නන්න ඕනේ මම.
Hello. 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 Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Now I'm Suren from Ceylon to Edilivira.
Unmute.
Hello.
Mute karan. Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There are few house rules. Please keep your cameras and microphones muted. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There are few house rules. Please keep your cameras and microphones muted. When you are talking, only kindly unmute it. Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There are few house rules. Kindly keep your cameras off and microphones muted. When you are talking, only kindly unmute the microphone. Thank you very much.
Yes, but she's also on leave today. Could I know who's speaking there?
Hello. Can we call the meeting to the order? Good afternoon. His Excellency Honorable President Mohamed Nasheed, Speaker of Majlis of Republic of Maldives, Mr. Aslam, Deputy High Commissioner of Maldives in Sri Lanka, members of Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, I extend a warm welcome to all of you to the 12th Annual General Meeting of the Council. Considering the prevailing pandemic situation and adhering to the best practices, the EXCO had made a decision to conduct the AGM online. As per the constitution of the council, the AGM should take place before 31st of July, but due to the situation, we were compelled to postpone the AGM to 20th August, that's today. The patron of the council, High Commissioner of Maldives, Sri Lanka, His Excellency Umar Abdul Razak, has excused the AGM today because he has to attend the parliamentary sitting in Colombo. The first item of the agenda is to confirm the minutes of 11th Annual General Meeting, which was held on 24th of July 2019, the minutes of which was circulated to members on 17th August 2020. May I have a proposer and a seconder, please?
David, I propose it. I'm Imran here.
Okay, thank you.
David, Sudesh here, I second it.
Thank you, Sudesh. Okay, the second item on the agenda is the adoption of the annual report and audited accounts of the Council for year ended March 31st, 2020. I take it that all members have read the annual report and gone through the audited accounts for the period of 2019 and 20, which has already been circulated among members. May I pleasure have a proposer and a seconder, please?
I am Priyantha, I will propose.
Thank you, Priyantha.
Yeah. Devinda, I am Ikram here, I can second it.
Thank you, Ikram. Next in the agenda is to presentation of the annual report to His Excellency Umar Abdul Razak, the patron of the council. Since this AGM is having online and also the High Commissioner is excused the AGM because he has been invited to the parliament sitting, the Secretariat of Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council will be emailing the annual report to him in due course. The next point is my speech. The Chief Justice, His Excellency Honorable President Mohamed Nasheed, Speaker of Majlis. Yes, sir. It's an honor for us that you grace the AGM of Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council today. Mr. Aslam Shakir, Deputy High Commissioner of Maldives in Sri Lanka, members of Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council, ladies and gentlemen. The Business Council is 12 years old, and the objective of the Council is to promote tourism, trade and investment between Sri Lanka and Maldives. One of the ways the Council could assist to promote the business between two countries by organizing various types of events together business communities of both countries and get them to commence communication and proceed. We have been doing it very successfully over the past years, and as a result, I believe that a lot of Sri Lankan companies export to Maldives, and Maldivian companies do market their products in Sri Lanka. We have planned to organize some events to develop trade between Sri Lanka and Maldives during year 2019 and 20, but could not do due to the pandemic situation, which has affected in many ways the whole world. Hope next president and the committee could continue with such planned events for the betterment of the membership. There is one of the main concerns Sri Lankan business community having is the current procedure of obtaining business visa to enter Maldives. Sometimes this procedure is discouraging them to make frequent travels to Maldives for their sudden business requirements, even though the flying time from Sri Lanka to Maldives is very short. The process to obtain business visa rather, seems to be little complicated, and the business visa is issued only for 3 months. We have communicated about this to the Maldives High Commissioner in Sri Lanka and requested to consider issuing visa with a longer validity period of up to 2 years. This request is at least up to at least for the members of the Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council. I have been following up with His Excellency, and I have been communicated that the matter is being attended. So we hopefully we expect a kind of a favorable reply near future. Honorable Sir, on behalf of Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council, we greatly appreciate if you could consider this concern and communicate it to the relevant authorities in Maldives to reason out this and get some sort of solution for us. Finally, to carry out all the activities during last 2 years of my tenure as the President of Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council, there was superb support received from the committee. I must especially thank the 2 vice chairs and the committee for all the support extended to me during the period. Also, thank you very much, Ayani, for all the support given to me, the Ceylon Chamber Secretariat. Let me thank Lilakshi and the Chamber staff for the support extended to me and the Council business activities. And I would like to wish new President and the new committee members best of luck, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Coming back to the agenda, the next item is the election of President and Office Bearers for 2020 and 21. I take this opportunity to thank 2 Vice Presidents, Mr. Kevin Edwards and Mr. Priyantha Kolonage, and the immediate past President, Mr. Nidal Kadavatarachi, Committee and the Secretariat for their unstinted support to me during the period of 2019-20. Next item on the agenda is the election of President. As per the clause 15.4 of the Constitution, nominations were called, and based on the nominations received by 17th of June 2020, Ms. Shenali Panebukke has been elected as the President of the Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce for the period of 2020-21. I now invite Ms. Shenali Panebukke to continue with the proceedings of the AGM as the appointed President. Shenali, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for the confidence placed in me, especially during this challenging time. One thing that has remained constant during these months of uncertainty is sorry, little problem. One thing that has remained constant during these months of uncertainty is the strong friendship between Sri Lanka and the Maldives, and I have no doubt that our business relationships will go from strength to strength as we overcome the obstacles that we face today. The Council looks forward to a year of innovation and resilience in the face of the ongoing pandemic as we rebuild economic activities together with our counterparts in the Maldives. The next item on the agenda is the election of Vice Presidents and the Treasurer. As per clause 15.4 of the Constitution, nominations were called and we have received the following nominations for the two Vice Presidents for the period 2020-2021. May I have the concurrence of the members to elect Mr. Priyantha Kolonnage, General Manager, Pyramid Wilmar Private Limited, and Mr. Ikram Ghazali, Director, CMA CGM Lanka Private Limited as the Vice Presidents, and Mr. Sudesh Mendis, Managing Director, Ocean Trade and Logistics Private Limited, will be elected as the Treasurer to the Council. Election of the committee members. We've received the following nominations to serve in the committee for the period 2020-2021. I'll read the names in alphabetical order. Aitken Spence Private Limited, CDC Events Private Limited, EB Creasy and Company PLC, Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, Freight Links International Private Limited, Marine Transport Services Private Limited, Malship Ceylon Limited, Nestle Lanka PLC, and Sanken Overseas Private Limited. May I have the concurrence of the members, please? That we move on to appointing auditors for 2020-2021. I propose from the chair that Baker Tilly Edirisinghe and Company be appointed as auditors for the period 2020-2021. We go on to any other business. As there are no items to be taken up under any other business for which 7 days notice has been given, I declare the AGM adjourned. I invite the Honorable Speaker of Majlis, President Mohamed Nasheed from the Republic of the Maldives to address the online gathering. And I'd like to thank him, thank you, President Nasheed, Honorable Speaker, for accepting our invitation at such short notice. It is a great pleasure to have you here with us.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Happy Islamic New Year to all my friends. The newly appointed President, Shanali Panaboka.
Excuse me, can you switch on your, unmute your mic, please?
Am I online?
Unmute your mic.
Am I online? Rugia?
Yes, you are online.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you're online.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, I'll start again. This is the Islamic New Year, and therefore Happy New Year to all my friends in Sri Lanka. The newly appointed President of the Business Council, the outgoing Shanali Panaboka, the outgoing President, the Maldives High Commission to Sri Lanka, all the business partners, development partners of the Maldives present in today's gathering. Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to be able to say a few words at your annual general meeting. First, I would like to extend my congratulations to the new speaker, Mahinda Yapa Abevardhana. We have always worked very closely with both the Sri Lankan Parliament, the government, and the business community. Our relationship goes many centuries. As it happens, just yesterday, I happened to release a book that has a section that outlines Sri Lanka Maldives trade during the 1800s, from 1800s to 1900s. Most of you sitting in the council today, I believe in one way or another, would have some roots, some connection to that trade that was booming in the 1800s. In many ways, we have continued that pattern of trade throughout the times, throughout the years, and in fact, throughout the centuries. I'm very confident that this trade will continue and it will grow. This pandemic has brought all of us to a complete halt. Everything is stopped. But we have understood that while health and safety is most important for our families and ourselves, we still have to make a living, and therefore we have to work. No government can endlessly continue providing handouts. Both the Sri Lankan government and the government of Maldives has been most generous in supporting their families, their people, during these very, very difficult times. I congratulate the President of Sri Lanka, the Prime Minister, his cabinet, and all the officials, the health services, who have been working endlessly and tirelessly during these very difficult times. The same goes to my own country, our health services. The President of the Maldives has stood fast. He has been patient, he has been strong, he has understood the situation more than anyone else, and therefore he has been able to stabilize the spread of the pandemic of the virus in the Maldives. Yes, it is still with us, but we have found an idea of how to work with it, how to live with it. The Maldives opened a month ago. We opened our borders after 2 months of it being closed to everyone else. Tourist arrivals are small. It's a trickle. But we are confident that this will increase. We are very happy that a number of tourist resorts have opened, and the staff has been able to come out and start their working lives again. The government is very confident that it is only a matter of time before we start receiving tourists in the numbers that we are usually able to receive to the Maldives as well as to Sri Lanka. Tourism is not the only trade between our countries. Fish has been the essence of business between the Maldives and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has always bought the bulk of our catch, and it's a delicacy for all Sri Lankans. The government of Maldives and the Maldivian Democratic Party has always had a view that we must find ways of our fishermen being able to sell their fish directly at markets in Sri Lanka, and Sri Lankan fishermen doing the same in Maldive markets. We have always felt that Sri Lankan ceramics and a lot of other construction material are far more superior than much of the products that we get here in the Maldives. We do see that trade growing, and that is encouraging. I'm sure there are many, many products, many, many items that the Sri Lankan business community can sell in the Maldives. And I'm also very certain that there are many products that the Maldives business community can sell in Sri Lanka. I have no doubt that our trade will continue to increase. When we started, I mentioned that I had a look at Sri Lanka-Maldives trade during the 1800s. Much of that trade was done by the Sri Lankan Bora merchants and to a very large extent also the small traders, shop owners of gold. They had their shops in Male. They had their boats traveling between Galle and Colombo, Galle and Male, Male and Colombo, and also between many, many other bigger ports and islands in the Maldives, from the southern islands, from Addu, from the Huadu Atoll, and also up from the northern islands. That trade was very healthy. And those investments boomed during that period. It is again encouraging to see the same establishments and the same families having the same trust in the business and the business in the Maldives and coming here and investing in the Maldives. We are back. The Maldivian Democratic Party is back in government again. The president is very aware of the good trade between Sri Lanka and the Maldives. The president told me to give his best wishes to the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, the Maldives Business Council, and all members present. I congratulate the new president, Shinali Panabok, and also the new ambassador to the Maldives. So it is fitting now that we have two Maldives Sri Lankans at the helm of not only our diplomacy, but also our trade. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Mohamed Nasheed, President Mohamed Nasheed. It was indeed an honor to have you with us. Can I now invite Mr. Aslam Shakir, Deputy High Commissioner of the High Commission of Maldives in Sri Lanka, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, Speaker President Nasheed, and also the outgoing president and his team, and the newly elected president and her team as well. The past president has highlighted the issues of visa, business visa, which they come across. They've found some difficulties in solving. We have raised that concern to the authorities, and we were hopeful that it would have been solved when the Sri Lanka and the Maldives signed our immigration MOU, which was finalized when the past Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe visited Maldives. Unfortunately, during the change of government, we were not able to get everything solved. So I'm very hopeful, since today the Sri Lankan president would be addressing the parliament and would be given the new policies. I think immediately after that, it will be swiftly all the visa issues and the immigration issues would be solved. So I'm very hopeful it will be done in no time. Thank you very much.
The President, if I may say a few words on the visa issue, I forgot to mention. Madam President, can I say a few words on the visa?
Of course. I was just about to say, President Nasheed has something to update us on the visa issue.
I'm afraid the visa issue is in the Parliament now, and I'm very confident that it will be sorted in the manner that you are seeking. We are in deliberation to introduce residency visas and longer business visas as well. But in the meanwhile, while that is also going on, I am quite certain that the Immigration Department and the Foreign Affairs and the Maldives Foreign Affairs can sort that out far more quickly. Thank you, and I would try and see how that is working out.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Aslam Shakir, can we have you back?
Yes, I'm back, and I'm glad the Speaker has given that assurance. Your concerns will be removed very soon. Yes, I'm back.
Please go ahead.
So I think actually I was not supposed to address today's meeting, and I think the big concern the committee has is the visa issue, and I'm hopeful that the issue is being addressed, and the Speaker has given assurance that it will be solved. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have one last thing on our agenda. Can I ask Mr. Ikram Ghazali, the newly appointed Vice President of the Sri Lanka Maldives Bilateral Business Council, to give the vote of thanks? Ikram?
Okay, thank you, Sonali. His Excellency Honorable President Mohamed Nasheed, Speaker of the Majlis of the Republic of Maldives, His Excellency Omar Razak Abdul Razak, High Commissioner, Republic of Maldives to Sri Lanka, Mr. Aslam Shakir, Deputy High Commissioner, President of the Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council, Office Bearers, and the Executive Committee, members from the Ceylon Chamber and the Secretariat, distinguished invitees, members, and guests connected online today. I consider it a great honor to be able to deliver the vote of thanks at the conclusion of the 12th Annual General Meeting of the Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council. At the outset, I would like to profusely thank His Excellency Honorable President Mohamed Nasheed, Speaker of the Majlis of the Republic of Maldives, for connecting with us and delivering your very inspirational address, and of course your assurance on the visa matter which was raised by the outgoing President. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. His Excellency Omar Abdul Razak, even High Commissioner of the Republic of Maldives to Sri Lanka, even though you are not present here today, we really thank you for your guidance, support over the years for the Business Council. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We thank Mr. Aslam Sharif, Deputy High Commissioner, for joining us online today and also addressing us. Thank you very much, Mr. Aslam. You have always been a close associate of the Business Council. In addition, we would like to also take the opportunity to thank the rest of the members of the High Commission of Maldives for your tremendous support throughout the year in all the endeavors of the Business Council. Of course, I would be failing in my duties if I don't mention the support extended by the Secretariat of the Ceylon Chamber for all the hard work done during the year. A special note of appreciation to Mrs. Ioni Rangala, for our Council Secretary, for her efforts throughout the year and organizing this very successful virtual AGM, which is the first time for us. A very special thank you to the outgoing President, Mr. Devinder Lorenzo Heva, and his executive committee for dedicating your time and effort throughout the last year. And thank you very much for that. Let me also take this opportunity to congratulate the incoming President, Mrs. Shanali Panabokke, and the entire executive committee and wish them every success in the year ahead. I thank all the distinguished invitees and our members of the committee for taking time off and joining the virtual AGM today. Thank you very much. And all others who are connected online, thank you very much for taking time. Under the prevailing circumstances, we regret, however, of not being able to hold a physical AGM where we would have had a little bit of opportunity to interact post the event. But let's hope and pray that we will get over this pandemic and return to normalcy as soon as possible. So once again, we really appreciate for being with us today. And I thank you all again. Thank you and have a pleasant evening. Shanali, over to you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I look forward to us being able to meet in person and hopefully have an evening of fellowship after the pandemic worries have settled down a bit. Thank you all.
Shanali, can you ask everybody to, all the committee members to come online?
If the committee members are online, how would you go about doing that, Sudesh? To take a picture?
Yeah, we can take a screenshot of it.
Okay. I think.
Congratulations, that's a nice program.
Hi, Imran.
Hi, back. What happened?
No, I just saw.